Good day, podcast community. Pete Kane here, Podcast Pete, and certified high performance coach. Do you want a passionate speaker for your group or association? Well, I know one, and he's right before you. I love it. The three topics that I speak on are the four human drivers, having a global mindset, and the 5 habits for an abundant life. Let me go into the four human drivers so you can get an idea what your group or association are going to get when I come in to speak to your group. The four human drivers are this: aliveness, connection, meaningful purpose, and growth. This is proven. There's not like this is guessing. Aliveness is so important. I get it from my morning routine, being present, being clear about what I want to do. And that routine is just as simple. I drink water when I first get up. I take my journal out. I start writing. I want to dump, or I want to just get thoughts out of this brain because we're sleeping and our subconscious mind is going. And if you have an active brain like I do, it's good to get it out on paper. And it's been the most incredible exercise of clarity, of excitement, of aliveness, because I've completed in my 3.5, 4 years, over 20 journals full. I write all the time. And that wasn't me before my stroke. Not at all. And I struggled with a lot of the things that we struggle with. Too much information, not clear on what you want to do, having that active brain, which causes you to not sometimes get quality sleep. And when you don't get quality sleep, it starts to wear on you in ways that we don't even know. But if you put back to back weeks with less than your normal 7 to 8 hours sleep, it's going to affect you. It's going to affect your aliveness, which affects your connections, because meaningful connections are important. We are social beings, talking to people, meeting with people, having conversations, whether in person or over the phone, is that emotional connection that we get away from as we get more into technology and more into texting and emailing, and we forget human connection is critical for a very important human driver. So we talk about that, and then we talk about the meaningful pursuit. I think this comes into play with me. 68, a lot of my friends are retiring. And if you don't retire and start, one, making new connections, two, figuring out what makes you alive, figuring out that, and having a meaningful purpose, you die 2 years after that. So you retire at 65, and if you just sit on the porch, do nothing, your mind starts to go down, your physical ability start going down, because movement is so important. Movement in everything we do can be physical, can be mental, but having that meaningful purpose gives you excitement, because you're looking at something, not just chasing a dollar, you're chasing impact. You're chasing something that fills your heart. I'm a member of the North Cobb Rotary Club. When I go on Thursday morning, it's like you walk into the most exciting, energetic, wonderful people you'll ever meet. And if you hang around those kind of people, man, it fires you up. So and a lot of them are retired, but they're keep giving back. They're giving back. They've done it. If they're in there and they've been in there for years, they've done it for years. But a lot of people will do something like my friend Jeff, who told me he was reading a book called Repack Your Bags. An engineer by trade, he retires instead of sitting on the porch and doing nothing or playing golf 7 days a week. that would be pretty good right now, but at least 2 days a week, but it's not happening. But here's right now, yet, I want to say. But he said that, and you could see the excitement of learning to serve, the excitement of having the time to do that because he's repacked his bags. He's setting his sights up for what is his pursuit? What is his purpose now? Because it changes. It always changes. And we have to change with it because it's not like we have this ultimate purpose and we're working all our life for this one. Now, it could be. I'm not saying it's not, but it always changes. And your perspective changes. And your excitement for new things, challenges, changes. And when you can focus on that why, that pursuit, that meaningful pursuit, that brings you the aliveness that's possible. The future is bright when you do that. And then the last one is growth. If you're always growing, it's like, an apple falls off the tree. What happens when it hits the ground and it lays there for a few days? It gets rotten. Same thing with us, the way we carry things. If we don't grow each day, now we say personal growth is a daily thing, that growth day. Brendan Bouchard certified me and has a community called Growth Day, the most incredible community of personal growth on the planet. 70 countries, hundreds of thousands of people who commit to growing every day. And that brings the aliveness to you. That brings that excitement when you're growing, when you're getting better. We grow stale if we're watching the news all the time. We're wound to be negative. It's in us. And if you gravitate to that without that positive growth, all of a sudden you'll find yourself cynical, you'll find yourself negative, you'll find yourself yelling and screaming at people. If you don't think that today's culture needs some personal growth, you've been living under a off the grid, not listening to anything's going on. All you have to do is see what's around you. People, there's no grace to the other person. It's no listening, understanding. You don't have to agree with me. Probably don't, but you'll have fun. And if the 4 human drivers becomes an intentional activity in your life, you'll have a more full life. You'll enjoy it. Now, that's the first one. Let me go to the second one is having a global mindset. What the heck does that mean? Having a global mindset? Man, we're here in Atlanta. Do I have to have a global mindset? Well, if you want a bright future, it would help. And what I mean by that is the world changed. I want you to still act local, but I want you to think global. And when you think global, there's a book that's been out. If you're as old as I am at 68, it's been out well before I was born. But How to Win Friends and Influence People. My dad gave that book to me. It's back on my bookshelf. It's probably, 60 years old. But it's a classic of how you can win friends and influence people. People have to know you, like you, and trust you to do business with you. And if you want to do that today, you got to think global, meaning if you hear me, meet me, talk to me, say in the grocery store, and we have a meaningful conversation, and you're curious of knowing more, you're going to look me up. You're going to Pete Kane podcasting and look me up and see what they say. Now, if I've done my job, which I've done over 400 podcasts and 1,000 videos, there's enough out there to either know, like, and trust or not, because there's so much that you can enjoy. Now, and here's what the journey is. We call it 7-11-4. I don't call it Daniel Priestley, key person of influence, and I'll talk about that in just a second. But the fact is I've got to give you enough information online for you to start a journey with me. And if you can consume 7 hours of who I am, you're going to determine if you know me, like me, or trust me. And that happens because we all go through a 7-11-4. 7 hours content, 11 buying signals, and 4 different platforms. A platform can be a book, can be a workshop, can be a waiting assessment, can be a workshop, it can be a podcast, it can be a video, but different platforms. The brain just clicks and it goes through a digital transformation. And each person has 150 people they know, like, and trust, give or take a few people, but just generally. Follow me on a circle of people you know, like, and trust. And the reason this is so important, because our brain is always eliminating things. If our brain didn't have that natural function, it would explode, because information's doubling every 12 minutes. And with AI, it's probably every 12 seconds or every 1 second it's doubling. So if we're not able to block out, eliminate information, our brain won't function properly. So know, like, and trust the 150 people. What you're trying to do is you want people to know, like, and trust you online. And when they do that, they'll do business with you. And they have to have enough information to go through that journey. And if they don't, they stop. And if you're wanting to create demand, which every business should focus on demand, not supply, that's a recipe for commodity pricing and everything to go down. It's a what do they call it? Journey to the bottom. But if you create demand in your business and you focus on the supply that you deliver, and you deliver it with the best, the most impressive, that people talk about you, then you've arrived. And that's what we teach here. We want you to focus on your demand. Yes, you got to have something to offer, but your demand is the most important thing that you're doing to generate leads. Because if you're generating leads, your cash flow will be better. We create cash flow and we build thriving communities. You'll want to be in a community. Don't do it alone. It's a recipe for disaster. Together, we're better. Together, we're better. No such thing as a solo entrepreneur. It's a team sport. Teams win. Small teams now, because it's moving so fast. AI is flipping this world upside down now. So those that wait will be wondering what happened. Those that get on the train of change and that are with the momentum of what's happening, understanding AI, the entrepreneurial revolution, the digital transformation, the global opportunity for a brighter, more abundant life is in front of you. But you got to get on the train. So what we want you to know is enough information to lean in and want more. Because if you're interested in learning about a topic, you'll continue to be asking questions, checking things out. And that's what the 11 is. I'm not interested in throwing up on you. I'm interested in giving you information and you leaning in and saying, I want more. That's permission marketing. That's allowing people to go at their pace. And as the more interested they are in you, and because it's online now, and this video can be watched halfway around the world. My team of Trexa and Rolando in the Philippines could be watching this now. Now it's 12 hours ahead. So let me think, that's 9 o'clock at night. They're getting ready for bed. We're just getting up. But that's the opportunity today. That's the opportunity for you by understanding a global mindset, that when you create content and you allow yourself to go on a journey to be a key person of influence and learn the other topic. Let me go back out here so we can go back. 5 habits of abundant life. So those habits are this. Brendon Bouchard is the best in the business, has the largest personal development community in the world, Growth Day. He certified me to be a certified high performance coach, and it's based on his book, High Performance Habits. The habits of clarity, energy, courage, productivity, and influence. You focus on those, your life will change. Your life will improve. You'll have a more abundant life. But you got to know what the 5 are. You got to get the book. You got to read it. You got to apply it. And if you apply it and we are able to help you, because we give the course, the High Performance Habits Mastery course that I put together based on the 5 habits. There's 12 separate modules, and each one builds on each. When you get to the 6th one, which is influence, which we want you to grow your influence online. We want you to grow your influence with your family, with your friends, with your team, with your community. And if you are going through and focusing on the 5 habits, once you get to the end of the 5 habits or the 6th session, it's going to activate a course, an invitation to join a thriving community of 20 people. And I think I have it up here. Let me see. I might. Yes, I do. I wasn't going to bring it up, but I am. Hold on here. Yeah. Okay. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah. Hold on here. Let me go back to this. And let me see if here we go. The gift of learning, the gift of personal development. If you go to petekane.me/connect, which this is up on the screen, and use the word gift, I'm going to gift you a $300 course, the High Performance Habits Mastery course that allows you to get into clarity, learn, be clear, have energy, mental and physical, to be able to grow your courage, increase your productivity. We do 3 days in one, 3 mini days in one. Because, quite frankly, the world hasn't changed 24-hour time that we think about in 100 years, but our technology has advanced it. Now, do 3 6-hour days. You get 3 days in one. Imagine if you could get 3 days in one. What could you accomplish? What impact could you make? How abundant would your personal and business life be if you could break it down into 3 mini days, which is what we teach, which we help you with. It's a mindset shift. But this course activates the thriving community of 20 people because we want to give back to our veterans. We want to empower our youth. And we want 10 people in this group that are focused on mastering the 5 human habits and learning to grow each day and understanding that the world is changing and there's so much abundance out there. But if you watch the news every day, you're not going to believe it because you're going to see all kinds of chaos. But that's not reality of what's happening. Look at what's happened in the last 100 years. We've made advancements in everything, and it's going to continue. AI is going to change the world. You better learn how to use it in your business. But with us, we're going to help you. We're going to help you leverage it. We're going to help you think more clearer because you're going to have clarity. You'll have mental and physical energy, not scrolling, but creating. And that's your opportunity. So let me go back to this. Oh, yeah. Just this course right here You can get it by petekane.me/connect. And the key word is gift. And that's the gift to you. And I want you to have an abundant life. I want you to have that aliveness that's possible in the 4 human drives. Your connections in the group, which they can, because you're going on a 3-month journey, 12 sessions, 1 hour a week. You're going to be with people that are similar to yourself, wanting to be better, wanting to impact, wanting to be part of a thriving community. Make those connections, learn, grow, and do it under a structured, proven system that Brendan's been doing for 20 years. You get good the more you do it. And if you want to hire him, yeah, you can. But you better be able to write $1 million check, because that's what he charges. So if you can't afford $1 million, join our group. Be a part of a thriving community. Learn the 5 human drives. Understand the 4 human drives and the 5 high performance habits. Because learning this will give you a brighter future. So if you go, I know we've been talking a lot. So if you're unsure about where you're going, you're not clear, and you want some clarity in your life, book a strategy session with us. I'll take you through an hour. We'll roll up the sleeves and we'll get really clear about your future. It'll be the best hour you'll ever spend on your future, because you are the magic and anything's possible. And if you don't get clear about what's possible, then any distraction will get you off course. And we want you focused. We want you to practice the 4 human drives. We want you to have that connection, that meaningful purpose, and that personal growth that's so important. So these 3 topics, and I just kind of gave you a little bit more information just to be able, if you know somebody that is in charge of programs and you want a good, passionate speaker that's done well over 400 podcasts, created, I think I have 7 or 8 digital courses, who's a high performance coach, who coaches my community, who gives back to our youth, gives back to the people that have allowed you to have the freedom that you have. Our wonderful people, our wonderful veterans that have given you freedom, given you the ability to do what you want to do, to say what you want to do, to have the greatest opportunity for you and your family. But we don't want to take those freedoms for granted. And being in a group, you'll understand more about why they sacrificed the way they sacrificed. And then maybe you can learn a little something, because we all learn from everybody. And this will be a guided 12 weeks. First starts with vocal points, then clarity, energy, courage, productivity, and influence. Then we'll get into physiology mastery, psychology mastery, persuasion mastery, productivity mastery, purpose mastery, and then finally a mindset of being a high performer. So practicing the high performance habits for abundant life, those habits, it's possible. Go get Brendan's book. It's the best book you could get. Let me see if I can put it up here. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. There we go. Get high performance habits. Invest in yourself. You're the best investment you can ever make in yourself. Invest in personal growth, learning those 5 performance habits. Then when we get you focused on being a key person of influence and understanding the 7-11-4, you'll be able to have that global mindset, which when I meet you, I'm going to check you out. And when I check you out, take me on a journey with you. Allow me to learn more about you so I could possibly know, like, and trust. Because I only have 150 people. And if I'm going to know, like, and trust, I've got to get to know you. Get online, help me with your journey. Okay, so go petekane.me/SS. Connect with us at petekane.me/SS. And if you want to try Growth Day, you get a free course on mindset, goals, and habits. Try it for 7 days for free. Then send us a support ticket. If you want to invest in yourself, you'll be investing a little over $1 a day to $50 a month. And it'll be the best investment you ever make because it's an investment in you and it's an investment in personal growth. You'll get the 5 to Thrive, Brendan talking to you each day. If you can imagine a person of his caliber coaching you every single day, and then a related coach backing up that so you really get to apply what he's teaching. Then you have 2 thought-provoking questions that'll get you to think. Thinking, I remember John Maxwell wrote a book, something about thinking is gone or something. This was 10 years ago before it got crazy out there. Think. Learn to think. That is what makes you unique. Use AI as a tool, but think. Thinking is the most powerful thing you can do. Use this thing. Use it to help you grow, help you apply and be able to have an abundant life because it's possible. So, and you go PeteKane.me / growth day. And that's through us. It's an affiliate program. So he rewards us for helping spread the word. And the word of personal development will change your life. You commit to daily personal development. Wow. In 1 year, you're not going to believe. And I've seen the transformation that I've gone through. I've been doing it every single day for 2 years. And it's been amazing. So I hope we can meet you. I hope we have a chance to provide you with free access to our digital course and our live group coaching experience because we want to help you get an abundant life. Live the 4 human drivers. They're so important to know and apply. I'm Pete Kane, and no questions, so I am finished. All right. Be bold. Make an impact.